Good morning. This is Exploring the Word with me. We are in James, and we're going to read 13 through 16. Let no one say when he is tempted, I am tempted by God. For God cannot be tempted by evil, nor does he himself tempt anyone. But each one is tempted when he is drawn away by his own desires and enticed. Then, when desire has conceived, it gives birth to sin, and sin, when it is full grown, brings forth death. So, God sometimes allows great tests to come to people. Look at Abraham when God asks him to offer his son, or look at Job through all the trials that he goes through. He may send judgment on those who rejected him, such as sending a spirit to bring deception, which is in 1 Kings 22:19 through 23, or departing from a man and refusing to answer him. And that's in 1 Samuel 28:15 through 16. Yet in no case does God entice a person to evil. In Deuteronomy, God says, I test your heart to see if you love me or not. And he does give tests. We see this throughout the Bible with Abraham, with Job, with others. And it's to test our hearts to see if we truly love him. Because we can talk a good game, and some of you know people who do talk a very good game. And they are not very good at the core, are they? And it says, what's this? Satan tempts and God tries. That's from Spurgeon. But the same trial may be both a temptation and a trial. And it may be a trial from God and a temptation from Satan. And a perfect example of that is Job. Right now on Tuesday nights, we're studying Job. And I got to tell you, man, it's a battle. And Job doesn't always come on top. But he never curses God like Satan wants him to. We all have weaknesses. We all have things that tempt us and bring us down. I look in the mirror and I see my own worst enemy every morning. Because I know I'm the guy who's going to bring that person in the mirror. He's the one who's going to bring me down if I'm not careful. And that's the same for you. Now, you might not like that. That's fine. But in your heart, you know that's true. Then when desire has conceived, it gives birth to sin, and sin, when it is full grown, brings forth death, and it sure does. We're drawn away by our own lust and our own desires. And an example of that is fishing. Some of you have gone fishing. I have too. When I was a kid, I went fishing all the time. You put the bait on the hook, you throw it in the water, and you move it around so that the fish will see it, and they bite the bait, and there you have them. That's us, isn't it? You could use the example of a harlot drawing a young man away. But frankly, I like the fish example a little bit better. And maybe you do too. But think about that. You throw the bait in, you wiggle it around, the fish bites, and then it's done. And we are the same way with our own desires and our own lust. Because God is sovereign, we want to blame him for things, don't we? Well, God knows it's going to happen. He could have stopped this here. He could have done that there. He could have done something else. Yes, he could have. But let me tell you something. We have free will, and free will is a double-edged sword. That means we can choose God. We can choose Him. We can look at our lives and see what a ruin it is and choose Him. Or we can go by our own desires and our own lust and our own fallibilities. We can do all that too. See, that is up to us. I can't blame God when I sin. I blame me quite a bit, but I can't blame Him. And frankly, we put too much power in Satan because Satan does tempt us, but he uses our own weaknesses to do this. It's Satan's great strategy in temptation is to convince us that the pursuit of our corrupt desires will somehow produce life and goodness. In John 10:10, he tells us that the enemy comes to destroy, deceive, and to kill, and that is true. And he uses that. He's used that since the garden. Remember him telling Eve, oh, if you eat that fruit, you'll be like God. And he does the same thing to us every day. We need to take things into our own hands and go to God and say, I repent. That's the one thing. And then try. Make a real effort to turn away from it. Are you going to succeed all the time? No. If you study anything, you'll know that it takes a while for some sins to be conquered. I took a class on pornography, and it takes 2 years, 2 years of effort to break that chain. And you only break it through God, but it still takes 2 years. And desire begets sin, sin begets death. That's how that works. No, we choose. Always. We always choose our path. Every minute of every day, we decide where we're going to go and who we're going to be. And in the end, we have no one to blame but ourselves for what consequences come from those choices. I really do love you folks. And I hope you have a blessed day. And I will talk to you again tomorrow. But please, please consider what I'm telling you.